And the recording will probably be sent out sometime this afternoon. So if there's anything that you wanted to go back and review that's covered today, you can certainly go back and view that recording. Also attached to the recording is going to be a survey. We value your opinion as students and alumni here at WGU. We're looking for your feedback. So it should take you no more than 2 minutes to fill out that survey. So certainly please go ahead and do that. And like I said, recording will be sent out sometime this afternoon. The chat is open, so feel free if you have questions, post them in the chat. There will be a designated Q&A at the end of the session. So if you want to hold off on those specific questions until the end, and we can go ahead and address them, I'll either read them out of the chat, or if you wanted to raise your hand and come off mute, you could certainly do that as well, whatever you are most comfortable with. But from here, what I am going to do is I'm going to pass it over to our presenters this afternoon. Katie, the floor is yours.
Great. Let me pull up my presentation. All right, and I will be driving the presentation today for the team. I wanted to make sure everybody could hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up. Okay, great.
Yes.
That's always very important.
Yeah.
So we are from SS&C Technologies. We are a financial technology firm. We are headquartered in Windsor, Connecticut, but we have offices all over the world. This is a quote from our chairman and CEO. We succeed because this is who we are: determined, responsible people. We respect our clients, suppliers, customers, and employees. We are accountable. Bill Stone actually started this company in 1986 in the basement of his house, and we have grown quite considerably. That will be discussed in a little bit more detail in the upcoming slide. Joining us today is Angela Lamar, who's a manager in our talent acquisition group. Renee Smith, and Angela's in Florida. Renee Smith is a senior talent advisor. She is in Denver, Colorado. Amanda Del Pidio is also a manager in our talent acquisition group. She is in New Hampshire, I believe, or Massachusetts. One of the, I believe it's New Hampshire.
Yep, New Hampshire.
Okay, great, thanks. Angela French, who is in Massachusetts, senior TA partner, and me, Katie Howard. I'm a talent advisor in the group, and I am in Kansas City, Missouri. So we started this company again in 1986. Actually, Bill did. And interestingly enough, last Thursday, he rang the Wednesday or Thursday, he rang the opening bell for the stock market. But we are a global organization with over 27,000 employees in over 100 office locations in 40 different countries. As you can see from this slide, we're most concentrated in North America, but we also have offices in India, sizable offices in EMEA. So we've got folks all over the world. We never stop. I mean, there's always something going on 24/7 within our organization. So we were, again, founded in 1986. We manage over $3.4 trillion in assets, and our market cap is 14 billion plus. Amount of invested, we invest pretty heavily in R&D and acquisitions, 15.4 billion since 2012. We do have a focus on expertise, and we are committed to continuous training and employee development. The certifications you will find within our organization include all of these, MBAs, PhDs, CFAs. You can read the list, but we also have employee stock option grants. And then we go into the track record of delivery. We have market-leading software and services that we provide to the financial and healthcare industries globally. We own and operate our data centers, and we have our own private cloud. So we don't rely heavily on public clouds. We have a lot of very sensitive financial and healthcare data, so it makes perfect sense for us to do that. We offer software as a service, and we have a lot of different delivery models that we offer to our clients. 20,000 of them. We are the largest financial services and healthcare firm, and we, other firms also rely on our technology to keep them running. We are trusted, and we have a very good track record of being reliable and secure. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Angela Lamar.
Hi, everyone. So I'll give a little background on why SS&C and some of our core values and benefits. So to the left, the first few areas are really the focus of a lot of our core values. So accountability, we're responsible for delivering success for our customers. Respect, we demand the highest levels of out of everyone we work with, and so we win as a team. Innovation is something that you'll hear a lot across SS&C, and that's really our commitment is to never rest. Like Katie mentioned, there's always something going on, so good enough is never really good enough. And that's a part of our values and a lot of what we do day to day. Community, we pride ourselves on helping those around us. Focus, we create and use our technology to create digital processes that deliver a great client experience and help our clients with productivity. We do have a diversity and inclusion focus, so we're committed to welcoming and celebrating and thriving on diversity. This year, we were recently recognized as the greatest workplace for women and also the greatest workplace for diversity. And that was by Newsweek and Women in Technology and Data. So a few areas of focus as far as benefits. There's a component that's focused on future, so retirement benefits. So that, and as well as professional development and reimbursement in that space. We do have a focus on work-life balance. So with that, we have a flexible time off model, as well as sick leave, paid holidays, and then we have a more of a flexible hybrid work model. So a few days at home, a few days in the office for those that are local to an office. We also focus on well-being, and you'll see a lot of different areas here around, top-notch medical, dental, vision plans, employee assistance programs, HSAs, FSAs, life, accidental, pet insurance. I think we cover, pretty much everything. We have a SS&C University, so we provide hands-on and really team customized training for anyone that starts with the company. And then we have additional perks around travel, fitness clubs, a few other areas. I'm ready, Kitty. And then here, Katie mentioned some of this. This slide shows a lot of our different areas of focus and different business units. So, for example, SS&C Advent serves asset management, alternatives, and wealth management. So firms in that space, broader SS&C, full service for mutual funds, life, pension, healthcare, wealth, and retirement plans. We have an business unit also that serves alternatives, asset management, software solutions. Intralinks, another division that focuses on deal making, capital markets, global banking. And then we have a large group under Globop that will serve asset management and alternatives as well. And I'll hand it over, I think, Amanda.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, so SS&C, as Katie mentioned, we're a global business, many different industries, private markets being one of the larger industries that we have at SS&C. They really focus in fund administration, tax, investor services, private credit, real assets, accounting, compliance, front office services, hedge fund, large business there as well, reporting, compliance, tax, risk assessment. Reconciliation, accounting, transfer agency, investor services, asset management, industry-leading technology, portfolio management, accounting, reporting, reconciliation, trading, settlement, client communications, banking, investor services, loan management, asset and wealth management, accounting, credit, business process management, health, also a very large business, collaboration. We collaborate with different health organizations, improving that experience and delivery of that quality care, ensuring that we, provide the most efficient and cost savings that we can for our clients. Sorry, Katie, I think I can see some things popping up there on the screen. Insurance,
Apologize.
no worries. We have complex investment offerings. We provide those insurance industry specific solutions outsourced to a SaaS model. We could talk a little bit more about that as well. Retirement, those personalized, financial wellness solutions, record keeper services, education tools for those, complex investments, wealth management, portfolio management, accounting, reporting, reconciliation, client communication, performance measurement being at the, the most important there. Let me go to the next one there. SS&C competitors. It's important that we have a good understanding of our competitors just because it lets us have an, understanding of the market, helps SS&C product services stand out. It really allows us to identify our strengths, weaknesses, as we identify those new market opportunities. So quite a few competitors here in the tech space. Some of the larger competitors are, I'd say, Clearwater, Broadridge, Deloitte, Big Four. For operations, Citi, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Deloitte, PwC, BlackRock. For accounting, BNY, State Street, Citco, US Bank, Gen2, Brown Brothers Harriman, Apex, Northern Trust, Carta, Deloitte again, KPMG, E&Y. For finance, Deloitte, E&Y, KPMG. Health, United Healthcare, Aetna, Blue Cross Blue Shield, CVS, Abbott, Health Exchange. Insurance, BlackRock, SimCorp, Clearwater. And then for retirement, FIS, Census, Fidelity, some of the larger ones there. Risk, we have Archer, SSB, BNY, Northern Trust. And then research and analytics, we have Broadridge, SalesPage, and then SFS Mars. All right, our strategy is simple. I think one of the most important things that we really focus on is providing that positive customer service experience for our clients internally, externally. We really deliver solutions to support those client needs. Maybe it's, working late or, having maybe going for lunch, really just providing that best support with our clients and really whatever they need. We leverage technology for innovative solutions and risk mitigation. We are huge right now on automation and innovation, getting rid of some of the manual process there, making sure that our clients have all the tools and resources they need from a technology standpoint, and delivering real-time data and insights to customers. So it's, staying on top of the analytics and making sure we're setting reporting and things that these clients can really use to build a better business. So, I'd say, like I mentioned, that customer service, customer satisfaction, that is really kind of at the forefront of SS&C. Our value proposition. So This is really kind of a value proposition is what makes us stand out against the competitors. It could be our competitive benefits package. It could be our innovations, technologies, our, as mentioned, that great customer service that we provide. We own and operate all of our technology and we license it commercially. Flexibility. We collaborate to develop, our ideal operating models from SaaS to full service. And I think I saw a question in the chat, but we give our clients a choice of the public cloud. So it's AWS or the Google Cloud Platform. We also have, we use Oracle and Salesforce as well. So many different, resources there. Digital experience.
I'm sorry, I was trying to go back.
That's okay.
And
no problem.
And
yeah, try the arrow. That might work there.
there we go.
Perfect. Digital experience, access to data and analytics in real time, as I mentioned before. So making sure that, we can provide those reporting and data as necessary. Proven ability to execute. Our clients include some of the largest financial services and healthcare firms in the world, which is amazing. Gives us tons of opportunity. Consultative experience. Clients can leverage the long-standing and deep knowledge base of our subject matter experts. So I'd say in any business unit that we have, any industry, there are those SMEs that really can kind of, go into a technology or go into a process and say, hey, this is where we need improvements, and really work closely with those clients to ensure that they have everything that they need. Fully independent, nimble, highly responsive, aligned with the client needs. And, just overall, this is, more tech and analytics focused for our value proposition. But overall, that's something that we really look at, and we feel it's competitive to the competitors out there. We're always looking at our value proposition and really just want to ensure that we can provide that best, client and experience that we can. I think I'm going to kick it over, right? To
Yep.
Is it Angela?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So in regards to community, SS&C is very committed to being a thoughtful, responsible, and active part of the communities that they serve. We do have multiple programs in which we do philanthropic contributions to various charities, nonprofits. We have a matching gift program. So that started in May 2021. And what this is it is a program that matches dollar for dollar contributions to charities of the employees' choices up to a certain amount. And SS&C does believe this is a great outlet to encourage their employees to give to their philanthropic passions. In addition to that, we do have a employee referral program. So this is a program in which we do incentivize employees to refer others to our company. It really does build a great network of employees as well as encourage members of the community as well. Regarding diversity and inclusion, so this is a really huge part of SS&C's beliefs. We believe the diversity and experiences of our employees, officers, and directors is integral to our success. We do view this as one of our biggest advantages. So we do have various strategic initiatives to make sure that we are encouraging a diverse and inclusive workplace, as well as being able to value individualism and give distinct viewpoints a seat at the table. And I believe I'm passing it on to Renee.
Yep.
Yes.
Renee.
Yes, thank you so much. Angela Lamar, we have two Angelas on the team. Angela Lamar alluded to this a little bit earlier. our time off policy, again, work-life balance is very important to us, and our time off policy is wonderful. Speaking from somebody that's working here, we have 11 holidays, 11 paid holidays, plus we have 5 sick days, and our time away from work, or as we call it, flexible time off, what we used to call back in the day vacation, we try to keep that flexible. We're not supposed to say unlimited, but it really is at the manager's discretion. If you're able to make your deliverables and you want the time away, we absolutely respect your time. This is planned time away. Again, it's not the same as if you need to take a sick day or the weather, any of those kinds of things. You know, in this day and age, we can certainly work remotely, but this is time away from work where you are not connected to your phone or your computer. You are taking your, again, what we previously called vacation days. So 11 paid holidays plus 5 sick days plus flexible time off. The other good thing is you don't have to accrue it. And I know, thanks, thank you, John. It's fantastic. You don't have to accrue it, and you don't have to be here for any certain amount of time before you're eligible. So really, really solid time off policy. Thank you. And I don't remember who, I think we've alluded several times to the educational assistance and professional development program. Again, we do believe in bettering ourselves as individuals, and if we are better humans, then we're better colleagues, and our customers are more happy, and the world is a much better place. We have tuition reimbursement. And as you can see here, we will pay 70% of the tuition for job-related courses. So we have to make sure that it is going to be related to our current position or something up the chain. If we're trying to get our MBA to be promoted or to move into a different role, then it makes sense. But if you're looking for a career change, then that's not necessary. Well, if it's something that we can use at SS&C, then we absolutely pay for it. There's no waiting period. So again, that's an excellent benefit. You do have to get a B, you have to receive a B or better. And the other caveat is we don't reimburse for any current education. So if you're currently taking courses and then you start at SS&C, we would not pay retroactively, but for anything that you take while you start here, then we need to seek approvals, of course, but we do pay for tuition reimbursement. Professional development, again, this is based on the manager's well, based on what we would like, but it's at the manager's discretion. So if you're looking for registration or licensing, again, if it's related to that job, then we do help make contributions for that. It can also be used for additional things that you might be involved in a different organization. So again, we're trying to improve ourselves, to improve the company, and improve our performance overall. Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, everyone. So just to kind of wrap things up before we entertain some questions, here's another good quote from SS&C. We continue to look for today's and tomorrow's brightest, those that embody a spirit to improve not only their lives, but those around them, from college students to seasoned and experienced professionals. We are always seeking to hire the best person for the job and make sure that they are able to contribute, because we feel like people that are able to contribute to the organization are happier and feel like they're making a difference. So that is basically the end of our presentation. I also wanted to apologize for my poor driving skills today. I was trying to pull something up and I accidentally clicked X, and then you try and regain it, and then all of a sudden we have everything in front of everything else. So I apologize to everyone, and especially my teammates, for my poor driving skills. We're at the point of time where we're going to put it back over to RJ and ask if he would like to field some questions for us.
Yes. So for questions, you can either post those into the chat and we can read those off, or if you do want to take yourself off mute, you can certainly raise your hand and do so. One thing I'm going to recommend though, contact information will be provided. So if you do want to reach out after the fact, certainly do so, especially if you have a particular instance, if you have a specific question about you, definitely save that for after the presentation. But what we'll do now is we'll open it up for questions. So if anybody does have questions, feel free, raise your hand, I'll call on you, or you can post those into the chat. I do see that Joe had a question. Joe, if you wanted to come off mute and ask your question, please feel free to do so.
Thank you, RJ. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
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 Okay, thanks. Katie, both Angela's, Amanda, and Renee, I wanted to say thank you. I see that it's clear that SS&C services a diverse set of organizations with a lot of different needs. And with the explosion of AI/ML, from like ChatGPT to Midjourney, Anthropic, custom models, how do you see that shift fitting into your business model and what you offer to your customers? And I'm also curious if you are able to relate it to cybersecurity, because that's the degree that I'm pursuing. So are there any things that your organization is like, or any ways that you're using AI/ML to create a stronger cybersecurity posture?
Yeah, so we are doing a lot of exciting things with AI currently through our Blue Prism division. And specifically, we're I can speak to a lot of the work that we're doing within talent acquisition. Our group on this call, we're primarily focused on talent acquisition within HR. So we're working right now. A few of our team members are putting in a lot of work on various projects to automate some of the things that we do day to day. So we have a lot of exciting projects that we're all waiting to get completed. Just that will take away some of the administrative functions on our end, but also it will provide a better candidate experience. So it's there are projects underway that will aid candidates in just the application process. So that doesn't take re-entering your information, or you're able to have more of an update on your application status. So we are doing a lot of work in that space just within our Blue Prism group, but across other teams that focus on technology. Cybersecurity, I wouldn't say we hire, as often in that space, but we do have, teams that focus in that area. So, the best, research, a resource, Joe, is to just monitor our website. You can also set up job alerts with different criteria so that you're alerted when those positions are posted.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
To elaborate,
Oh, go ahead, Renee.
just to elaborate a little bit about what Angela Lamar had said, and to further address the question, every division in our organization has been given goals to incorporate some of our AI technology that Angela had mentioned, Blue Prism. So we are constantly trying to use our own technology and to create efficiencies and streamline and verify information. As you can imagine, in financial services and healthcare, it is highly regulated, and so we are always looking to help verify that information and streamline. So in relation to cybersecurity, how are we using AI? That I cannot necessarily speak to, but as an organization, we are absolutely incorporating it in every division, and as Angela mentioned, even in talent acquisition.
And I'd like to add one more thing. We also have something called Blue Prism University, which we can provide free of charge to educational institutions, and then that would then allow those who take advantage of that to get the Blue Prism certification at half the price. And it's, it's not horribly expensive. I think it may have been $250, so it marks it down to $125, which is a pretty reasonable cost to to test and receive that certification. So, RJ, I can actually hook up with you later on and give you a little bit more information about that.
That would be great. Peter, I see your hand raised, but before I call on you though, Renee had posted into the chat, hey, here are all the open positions. So if you had questions as far as, hey, are you hiring for X, or, I have this experience, I'm looking for, Z type of roles, check out their career page and see what opportunities they currently have open. So Renee, thank you for posting that in the chat. Greg had a question. Are you interested in those without a lot of experience, or are you looking exclusively for individuals that might have years experience?
We absolutely hire entry level. We have several positions, and it depends on what your parameters are. If most of our organization is hybrid and our current requirements are to be on site 6 days a month, which is a very minimal requirement. Some of our positions are remote. And so again, depending on your experience and the requirements of the role, but everything is posted real time on our careers page. But yes, we hire entry level people.
And I have a QR code that I can throw up for that. So let me stop sharing, and then I'll go grab that QR code and then reshare my screen.
Thank you. And Josanne, we are also, depending on what your background is, we don't just hire in healthcare and financial services. I don't know if this is necessarily entry level, but I'm hiring an attorney, I'm hiring a pharmacist, well, I guess that's healthcare. I'm hiring a marketing promotions, creative services type person. And these are not just for Denver where I'm located. We're not necessarily location specific. Again, the positions I mentioned the pharmacist is remote, the other positions are hybrid. So again, if it's a specific question, you're welcome to reach out to us individually, but our team is vast. So there are hundreds of positions, dozens of recruiters, and we'll try to answer your questions. But if you go to the website and look for a specific requisition number, then we can refer you to, you'll have to formally apply, but we will absolutely refer you to that specific recruiter that is working on that role so they can review your information. Katie, we see the QR code. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Peter, you had a question. I want to make sure that we get to you if you want to come off mute and ask.
Yes, thank you. So my question was a little bit more general as far as your hiring process, and just for prospective candidates, people have mentioned AI and machine learning and all that. And as a software guy, that's something that I definitely keep an eye on. And we're currently in an atmosphere where, there are candidates that can automate the process, apply to thousands of positions a day, and employers are receiving thousands of applications per position every day. So what are some of the things that you would recommend that you would look for in a candidate to help them distinguish themselves in the current atmosphere?
Who wants to jump in?
So I think, like you mentioned, I think there is a lot of different factors that are happening now in the current market. And, it is, I would say it is very, competitive. We do, like I mentioned, have a lot of different openings, and we do receive a lot of applications. And we review each resume. So, to stand out, I would suggest really focusing on the requirements for the role, ensuring that what's listed matches in your resume. Of course, matches your experience, your actual experience, but ensuring that your resume really speaks to the job description and what the position is looking for. So focusing on that. Ensuring that the right keywords are present, matching the job description, and then focusing on roles that truly match your background. If you have the hands-on experience, or maybe you have some training, or you have more of an educational background in that space, then I think it's worth applying. But really having more of a targeted job search, I think is ideal, so that you aren't applying to hundreds and hundreds of roles. You're really more focused on roles that mirror your background. Anyone else want to add?
That's a good point. I think too, I could add,
Excellent.
if you do make it to the phone screen stage, do your research. SS&C website has a lot of really great information on there, specific to each industry or group. Come prepared to the interview. There will likely be maybe multiple interviews or other candidates that are interested. All really good points, Angela. And then, like she had mentioned, just tailoring that resume to those specific qualifications. And also too, if you have maybe higher education or specific certifications, that's something that we definitely look at as well. But we do try to consider every candidate, even if there are, as you mentioned, RJ, thousands of applicants or things like that. So anybody else have any feedback?
I could probably go on and on and on about resume creation. So I guess one of the things that I might suggest to people is whether or not you decide to actually use it, run your resume through ChatGPT. ChatGPT has often been a good resource for folks who are looking to help refine, condense, or expand their resumes. It'll also help with any typos that are there, which I do see on a frequent basis. So, and I will also reiterate what Amanda said. There is a sense of disheartenment when you find a really great candidate. You reach out, schedule a phone screen 2 days later, and you get on the phone with them, and they don't know anything about our company. They've done no research. That's kind of a big flag. So do the research on any company that you are interviewing with.
Research, and also during the interview, really focus on what's being asked of you. So that's where the preparation really comes into play. To Amanda and Katie's point, you've thoroughly researched the company, you've researched maybe the interviewers and the specific group that you're meeting with. We have a ton of different products and different groups. Like Renee mentioned, we have health space, financials. So really preparing with that initial research will help you during the interview process, so that you're really able to focus on what's being asked of you, answer the question directly, and then hopefully move on to the later stages. And I think Amanda may have mentioned before, there are a lot of teams that will do multiple rounds, so you do have to be ready for that and be prepared. RJ, I think we have a lot of questions in the chat.
Now they're rolling in. So first one I'll ask, so as SS&C is growing, what disciplines or skill sets are most in demand and projected to be in the future based on the company's strategic plans?
It's industry specific or vertical specific. We still have our core functions. AI is going to continue to be the way of the future, but anyone else? Financial services is big. The fund admin, fund advisors, fund accounting, health and pharmacy. Our core functions are always going to be
needed.
Sales,
yeah.
Business development.
Mm-hmm. Get those clients.
Client services, client relations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely clients.
I think you touched on some great ones, Renee. Our core functions are always going to be kind of open to various types of skill sets and continuously growing.
Yep. And I think automation is highlighted too with each industry there. across the board.
There are some questions that are specific to location. The positions where it says remote, I think there's a question about Oregon versus Washington. We would just have to make sure that that division is registered to do business in that state. But again, these are some specific questions. I think there's a specific requisition number in here too. Definitely you'll want to apply for the specific requisition, but then shoot one of us the requisition number, and again, we can message that. We can research who the recruiter is and message them to review your background.
Most of our positions
What is
should
it?
say, the location, whether that's remote, flexible, or it's
Correct.
hybrid. So if you see, our locations are on our website as well. But for example, if you see Windsor, Connecticut, that will likely be more of a hybrid location. So where you're coming into the office, I think Renee mentioned six times a month, and then the rest can be remote. So there are some that will just say remote. Maybe they'll say remote Florida or remote, New York, and so on. But our core office locations, those will be tied to the hybrid model.
Yeah.
Thank you. What Josh explained, I wasn't sure, whichever job position, when you're constantly applying for jobs and whatever ATS just says immediately no. So you're saying you're dispositioned instantly. That I can imagine is disheartening. My guess is that you're not meeting the minimum requirements, but generally there's I can't speak to all applicant ATS is applicant tracking system. Hopefully most tracking systems, once you apply, will say, thank you, we've received your resume, we'll process and contact you if we see a fit, something templatized or some automated response like that. So it's interesting that you're applying and the instant answer is no. Maybe the salary parameters weren't matched, or the location. It's hard to say. I can't speak to all applicant tracking systems. We use Workday. I don't know if that's for better or worse, if that helps any of you, but we use Workday.
I'm curious too, because I don't believe we have auto decline turned on.
We don't.
No,
We
yes.
don't as an organization. So if
Yeah.
you're receiving a no, again, I think Josh's comment was overall kind of the process. And Josh, you are correct that in the 10 plus years I've been recruiting, the business has become more automated, and life has become more automated. So you don't necessarily always talk to one person on the phone and find the status of any position. Yeah, but to your point, we have one automated response when you first apply, and then you are literally speaking with the recruiter about the status. We facilitate the process overall.
In our ATS, there's outside of the initial message that Renee mentioned, there isn't a message there isn't the capability to just review resumes. We this group that's on the call, we manually review each resume. So after our review, there's a hiring manager review that they're more of the decision maker if your background would fit their role. So outside of that initial message, there isn't anything automated on our end for our roles that will send out an immediate rejection, like Amanda mentioned.
RJ, did you have any other questions that were from the chats that you wanted to pass along? And while we're waiting on RJ, I did see one that asked about country and work location. Do we accept, and I don't have it right in front of me, but do we accept applications for those who are in a different country? So the positions that are listed in the U.S., you actually have to be in the U.S. Now, we do require that somebody would be authorized to work in the United States. So each division is a little different when it comes to, say, sponsorship, if that was what the question was geared toward. Each division, it's a business unit decision about whether or not they are able to, from a budgetary perspective, offer the opportunity to be considered for sponsorship after the time of OPT is over. So it's really a business unit decision. But for example, if there's a position that's remote New York, remote Massachusetts, we cannot hire somebody who actually lives in Canada.
Well, I will hop off mute. RJ is having some technical difficulties, so he jumped out and I think is planning on jumping right back in.
Okay.
But let me see if we have any other questions here that I've missed. I don't see any other questions. I think we've got all of them. Oh, here's one. Okay, so this person, I think this is in reference to that last question. So if a position shows a London location, could someone from the US apply to that position, or would it be specifically for people who are based in the UK already?
So it's really more, role specific, and also to Katie's point, meeting the work requirements. So that instance I would apply, and we can certainly reach out to our counterparts over there just to see if the role is eligible for different region. But it tends to be more region specific, but I would say most of the roles would want someone based there.
Totally get that. And that, I think, is all the questions that we had. Just as a reminder for everybody, we will be sending out a recording of this session. So if you had to step away or if you joined late, you will be able to go back and watch that recording. And I believe RJ said he would also include contact information when he sends out that message
Right.
with the recording link. So
And
if you do have questions, yeah, go ahead, Katie.
I'm sorry, I went ahead and added our LinkedIn information to the chat.
Awesome. Thank you. So be on the lookout for that message. Like I said, that'll be coming from RJ later this afternoon. And if we don't have any more questions, thank you. Thank you to SS&C Technologies for joining us today. We really appreciate y'all taking the time out to give us this great information. And thank you to all of our students and grads too, who were able to join us today. Have a
Thank you for
great
joining us. Thank you so much.
Everyone.
Okay.
Thanks,
Have
everyone.
a great Wednesday. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.